He did. He
I
did
love
do that.
that.
So this is a very clean death segment.
I always liked Chad. Chad looks sharp in that jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know he'd been sleeping on the floor of the green room. It's no, what a good time this is going to be. I think it will be a really good match. Cloud9 and mousesports. How are you feeling, Moses?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich on experiences.
Had a nice lunch.
Yeah, had a nice lunch as well. Ready to get into the game. Of course, it will be a best of 3 on Mirage as well. That's a really good map to start a best of 3 with. I think
all the maps are really cool for both these teams, especially like if Train coming up. Both teams have been pretty accomplished and having some very good results on that. Obviously, Mirage is probably Cloud9's best map. Mousesports also very good on it. So yeah, this is set up to be a really nice series in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I look forward to it a lot. They are an interesting team, mousesports. Like it feels like when things really sort of work together, then they do hit like a really insane level. Just if Oscar is hitting a high level, it can be a little bit hard to control. But surely Cloud9 must have a plan for that, right? They must realize that they can't let Oscar just run around with the AWP all over the place.
Cloud9 strikes me as a team that wouldn't have a plan to like shut down an individual player. That like wouldn't look that deeply into like different ways to like attack someone specifically or neutralize someone specifically, but just kind of plans on how they want to attack bomb sites. I think they kind of more focus on themselves more than any of their opponents. Interesting pistol round coming out though. Cloud9, 3 players going in towards the B bomb site. Stewie in window, and he's brought down quickly to 29. That's going to make this A hit much easier for mousesports as 3 players coming in Palace. Rush is the only one here, and it's going to be a very long rotate.
Yeah, not getting the immediate headshot either. And it's got to be careful. They will go for the CT control, which is almost, yeah, there's a flashbang going deep. They really want to challenge this. But now the whole Cloud9 team, more or less, is in that CT spawn, so might want to be a bit careful. Sunny's already gone down. It's 4 versus 5 as they try and retake the bomb side. The bomb has only just been planted. That's a great shot, though. Oscar to follow it up with 2 big headshots, taking down Stewie and Rush. And now this retake's looking very unlikely. Indeed, Oscar coming through with a triple before they finally take him down. And now it's just Skadoodle, and he, I think, wisely backs off from this position.
Yeah, he's got the kit, which, I mean, you wouldn't think it's the craziest thing in the world to save, but you never know in those second rounds if you have the buys, but they're going to take him out. Oscar hits some very nice shots over in connector with the Glock at long range as well, just to set up a nice crossfire with Rops. And that is a good pistol round. Skadoodle goes down to the bomb, so none of the money or the kill or the credit goes to mousesports, but a really nice job by them setting up in the post plant. And obviously Cloud9 just a really kind of outplayed tactically from spawn, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I mean, it wasn't the sexiest rounds in terms of tactics from mousesports, but it worked really well. So it's hard to really say anything about that. Just have to just appreciate the fact that they hit the shots and they got close to CT spawn, managed to lock them in there. There's no like extended duels going on where the USPs could really sort of like have a really good time, right?
No, I mean it was kind of astounding. I know when Oscar got those couple of kills in the A bomb site, I had to glance over at the minimap and be like, where is he exactly with that Glock? And he was at the top of connector, so at range, utilizing that weapon very well. Investment for Cloud9 not looking great so far, although Stewie right behind the smoke. Oh, that's a nice headshot. He can get more. Unfortunately, Rush falls, and then just spamming the smoke is Sunny. Couple of kills for him. Oh, and Skadoodle has an AK-47, and you might as well go for this. 1-on-2. You wish you had that kit from the previous round, but you can make this work.
Yeah, got the kill on Oscar, I think, at the beginning of the round, too. So, a double for him right now. It will have to be very fast here. As long as there's still 2 left alive, trying to defuse the bomb is not even going to be an option. So, needs to find a quick kill, make it a 1 versus 1. Then he can at least leverage the bomb against the last player to try and draw him out. Making a bit of noise there, so they know definitely that he's coming in. They must have heard that drop. Stiko just waiting in the corner, and Robs will be able to take him down. So, fairly expensive round for mousesports, but ultimately Cloud9 did invest into the round, and they won't be able to do that again.
A small piece of help is Skadoodle going for that. Actually brings the AK-47 back to mousesports, so they don't lose out on that one. So that's some money they don't have to respend in this round. But yeah, certainly not bad from Cloud9. Just they obviously would have liked to turn that in their favor towards the end. 0-2. You can see here these are the last matches that have been played before the 2 teams going back to the PGL Major.
Yes, indeed. And I think we are going to be back in the game.
That 16-5 win on Train for Cloud9 over mousesports might come back to haunt them again. We'll see how that second map is going to go. Nice pop flash setup from CT spawn, but it gets obliterated. But you know, we've mentioned it a number of times during this tournament. We like the idea. We like the attempt.
Yes, I mean if you can get that working, then absolutely might be worth it. So that's the initial rounds. I feel like not so much drama happening in these rounds. It's just pretty.
Not yet.
Yeah, just along the along the lines that you would expect. As Chad was sort of warning about, mousesports, they probably need this kind of start a bit more than Cloud9 do because of the younger sort of players on mousesports and maybe a little bit less experienced. You could maybe imagine if they start to fall, they maybe do it a bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some young players on Cloud9 as well, but I think the experience of making that deep run and obviously winning the major eventually kind of negates some of that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Skadoodle the only one with the kit on the Cloud9 side, but he does not have that AWP. Oscar's got one, though. So we'll see what he can do. Always exciting to watch mousesports when Oscar is having good games, and as you mentioned, hard to shut them down when he is having such a good game. Tarek is going to have a lot of pressure placed onto him, I think, eventually. You think that that MAC-10 is going to lead the way on Sunny, jump out the window. Nobody for Cloud9 cheating over towards this B bomb site. And Tarek's not even peeking for information. He's not going to find out that they're coming here until either someone throws utility or until they jump out the window. So this is a tough spot to be in for him, and now he's going to call it over, but he's got to do big work.
He doesn't even have any grenades. He can't even buy any time. There's a great kill, but if he could have maybe smoked it off or something, he could have had a chance to sort of stay alive in the back line there. Does not happen at all. A quick 1-for-1 trade, and the bomb now being dropped onto the site. No one's picked it up yet, but in fact, mousesports seems to be quite happy to just wait and see what happens next. And it might be a mistake here. Stiko somehow wins that fight as he's actually up on that broken wall and still gets to live. That's a little bit too much almost. Somehow Sunny is allowed to go down. I'm not sure why Automatic was allowed to take that fight through the window for that long. Somebody probably should have been covering that. Now the retake is definitely on. A little bit of a bang through. Stiko hitting one more headshot. That's going to be absolutely great news. Skadoodle going down, and mousesports looking good here in round number 4. They're going to be in a 1 versus 1, but Oscar's got every chance to stop Automatic from defusing this. Right on it. Not quite sure if he's faking it. Oscar waiting, and waiting far too long. That is not how I saw that play out in my mind, and Oscar's going to make it through the round, but that's shocking.
Huh. Yeah, that is. I think he peeked out at the end, and you heard that shot ring out. It was too late, and I think he just went for almost a no-scope, just being very, very cautious that he wasn't getting faked. But nice play from Automatic, I guess, just sticking it, just desperation. He had the kit. I think that might have caught Oscar off guard. You're going to see a lot of pros don't fake in chat.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't at least try and make some other kind of noise. Just fire the AWP into the wall if you want.
It's actually a couple of mistakes from Oscar in that round. You were wondering why Automatic was allowed to take that first fight towards Catwalk, and it's because his teammate was at that angle was thinking Oscar was covering window, so didn't think that was even possible to get shot from there. And Oscar was for the majority of it. He was able to tackle a couple players, missed the shots, but once he gives it up without passing that information on, that player on Catwalk is very exposed. This time it's going to be for mousesports. They've come up with a very simple start tactically in this map. Much like Pisteron, just going to be a straight-up execute towards this A bomb site. 4 players. Rop's going to be lurking in Palace. He'll have a lot of impact if Oscar, Chris, and Stiko can have get some frags coming up that ramp, and Sunny obviously lurking in mid.
That's an interesting defense. They sort of need to, I think they need to win one of these fights, Cloud9, pretty quickly. Otherwise, they're going to get collapsed in from so many angles. I mean, there's only 3 people holding it, and they're each of them holding their own angle. So if one of them goes down, it will be a little bit rough. Grenades are now raining in. Close range here with the UMP, and great flashbang onto Skadoodle. Now you can see Rush is in a lot of trouble, and he's only going to get the 1 spray. More people running in, but this is now all happening one at a time. There's no sort of combined effort here for the Cloud9 defense, so I'm kind of glad they slow it down a bit to at least see if they can win the 3 versus 4. If they just keep running in one at a time, mousesports are going to be quite happy about that, even if they keep trading. Now bomb being attempted. It will be followed through. No kind of smoke shot coming through there on Stiko, and Sunny and Robs will clean up the round. So Cloud9 getting, I would say, quite outplayed in that round.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, great utility for mousesports, though. You have to say that follow-up flashbang that blinded Skadoodle. He's actually in one of those positions where it's kind of a, these days it seems more of a one-and-done spot, but the fact that he had a teammate right under the balcony to be able to swing out once that distraction occurs, but they're all neutralized. This is a very good start by mousesports. The return making it 4-1, the hard reset when Cloud9, their only 1 round was a clutch from Automatic as the only surviving player, so they should have big advantages here and a great shot from Oscar. Quick flick up. They have a lot of control now. Mid, 3 players at the top. Stewie's going to salvage that scout. We'll see if he can make anything happen off of it. But mousesports with a real chance to run the score up to a pretty wide margin before Cloud9's able to respond again.
Yeah, they're going to be excited about this. Already about to be on 5 rounds, unless the C-sets can make a big difference, which you never know. They are pretty good pistols.
Yeah, they're not bad. Some would call them actually, no one would call it a rifle, but they are very strong.
Well, I think one of a measure of how good they are is that people sometimes prefer them over like an M4 at close range. Like you could actually make that argument that you might prefer to hold a corner with the C-set.
Yeah, the mobility and the rate of fire is all very nice. Tarek's given up his position, and Sticko is hunting him down, although he can't win. There it is. Oscar misses a shot as well, but surely on the reload he just goes down and he knows it.
Yeah, this is the one thing the C-set 75 does not do well, which is the reload time. Automatic could have very nearly got that kill. Stewie with a nice return. A couple of bullets left. Oh my god!
Oh my lord.
He doesn't even reload. Just decides, listen, the 3 bullets is plenty to take down Sunny, and that's how it ends. So Cloud9 stealing that round right back from mousesports. That's very frustrating on the T side.
Right on cue, as if they wanted to really show off what we were talking about with how strong the CZs were.
Yeah.
Some disgusting things come out from Cloud9.
Yeah, you have to love that, don't you?
Scout's going to be in Skadoodle. They actually have a pretty beat-up buy, not wanting to spend money. You could see Stewie there right at the end, wasn't able to salvage, wasn't able to drop over the Scout quick enough to get the AK-47. So Skadoodle has a Scout, Famas on Tarek, and an MP9 on automatic. Still not able to build up a whole lot. That second round kind of stops some of the scare from the momentum that mousesports was building up. Sonny's going to take mid-control all on his own. Smokes and in the connector and the window room prevent him from getting punished. And Automatic and Tarek on the CT side, they're going to start pushing. Automatic's getting close up behind this smoke in those B halls. So when that fades, he can choose to continue to move forward.
Waiting slowly. Is mousesports still? Chris, gotta be careful he doesn't bite too hard on this jump that's going on from Tarek, because obviously Automatic waiting in the corner. That all gets diffused with a single Molotov, so really just one smoke and a couple of flashbangs left here for Cloud9. You have to hope from their point of view this doesn't end up in a retake.
Yeah, but this is very slow pace for mousesports. They as well don't have a lot of utility. They've got to just win fights. They're going to block off Catwalk to a certain degree with some flashbangs, but they're taking a big risk and running up. Stewie's got no information from that smoke, and Skadoodle, oh, there's the come through. He almost lines up a double. The Scout not able to land a shot yet, and Sonny's going to get the bomb plan with 17 HP. Automatic coming from underpass, and Tarek is here now as well, but the Famas fails him. And it's Automatic with a big role to play. MP9, one headshot, returned by Oscar. And the retake now is on.
Rob's kind of isolated in that position, but he still picks up the kill. And Oscar's covering the cross. This is not going to be easy for Rush. Trying to get out. Is he going to challenge it? The AWP trying for the shoulder peek. Now he's waiting. Rob's on the other side. You see the trouble that he's in, having to fight both angles. And they realize eventually he has to go for the bomb. Rob's will pick him up. Great double kill for him right there. And a couple of sort of close situations there. There's the spray down from Stewie. There's the FAMAS kill. Could have probably worked out for them, but not this time. 5 rounds to the 2 of Cloud9. Not even just that. They're back on CZ 75s, Moses.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, yep, and a Scout on Skadoodle. They really haven't had any too many strong buys in this half so far. So this is very nice from mousesports. They played that 2-on-1 almost perfectly with Oscar and Connector, and it's tough to talk about how difficult it is to not peek if you're Oscar. Here's a rush towards this B bomb site. That follow-up flashbang again. They're timing it so well with the first point of contact for mousesports coming out of these choke points. Well, Oscar once again gaining this perch. You can see Skadoodle doesn't even want to challenge it. Just a straight-up B rush. This time mousesports not spreading out against those CZs. But it's hard to talk about, like, with Oscar and Connector, internally, when you're in that position, you do want to take that peek with the AWP because you feel like you have such an advantage, but it's not even worth the risk. Oscar knows as long as he doesn't give up a kill, if he just doesn't die, he doesn't have to peek until the bomb is tapped. And on top of that, Rop's at 10-2, or excuse me, 10-3. He's playing very well in the post-plant situations.
And if I had to sort of give a quick summary of Oscar's progression as a player, I would say that's one of the things he's learned since he's joined mousesports. Because I think one of the problems that he had earlier on is that he did have that like mad aggressive style, sort of simple levels of craziness sometimes. And when you are that sort of player, and we see the same thing at simple every once in a while, maybe especially famously yesterday, but you know, you just get a little bit carried away by your own madness, and if you get a player like Oscar to every once in a while sort of slow it down and play reasonably, that's super important.
Part of it is when you have a player like simple like Oscar that has such a high skill ceiling and can do such crazy things and get away with crazy things. They always kind of have to learn as they get onto like a more professional team like Simple and Navi. Now you have Oscar and mousesports. You have to learn as that player to really trust your teammates, and that's where you kind of get into that understanding and that mental mode where you're not peaking everything, where you can just relax a little bit and just play it smartly, because you don't need to do as much. You don't need to try and create or make as many plays happen when you have teammates that you have the faith in. And obviously, he's being rewarded. You have guys like Rops who are doing very, very well, thriving in this team. Chris J's been solid, Sonny as well. So you've got a lot of young players in this team that are really stepping up.
Have you ever had like a team mantra or like a safe word or something, Moses, that people throw out in those situations safe word where everyone has to, you know, sort of like, you know, calm down, like a reminder to the team that everyone knows that you can practice, that sort of just like, you know, something that people, oh, that's right, we have to be reasonable, you know?
No, never like a word that like calls that out. I just know it's something that
people just say, chill out, chill out, chill out.
No, it's something you just have to practice. Like you don't just. I don't think just saying a word can really solve that issue. I think it's something that you have to like really preach and practice, so it becomes like just a part of the game that you don't really have to think about when you get into matches. It's just part of how you play the game.
Fair enough.
I do know like there are like, I guess, quote unquote, since you're on the topic and obsessed with safe words apparently.
Yeah.
There are like kind of phrases in different situations that some teams have. Like I know. I believe it was NIP. I was talking to, forget which player it was, but they have like a word that they use when, you know, every once in a while there's that situation where one player is making like a big flank, or he's found like he's somehow gotten to a position where he can change the course of the whole round, and he just needs like that extra 5 or 6 seconds to get into position to do it. They have a word for that where that player will call it out, and everyone on the map, their goal is to just like stop where they are or get to a safe place on the map and just not die. And you give it and you buy them that 3 seconds to make the play.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, that's what I wanted for the other situation. That's that kind of logic. Yeah, I kind of like that. We are heading into the 9th round now with a 4-round lead in favor of mousesports at the 6-2 scoreline. Automatic holding Shadows on A alone, and there is some backup behind him, but I doubt it's going to be able to have much of an effect here. That Molotov, well, yeah, might as well try it. Maybe someone was hiding in there, and eventually Steaker will take him down. So, I mean, what was he going to do, really?
Yeah, just taking a risk. Bomb will be planted. Mousesports covering all angles. The smoke clears, and there's a nice peek. Stewie goes down. It's Cloud9. I'm not going to lie. This isn't the typical... Oh, as I say that, 2 kills come out. Rush and Tarek. 2 headshots. Not a big chance of them winning this. They have no kits. Might not be a bad thing to just stay back, get some frags, make them rebuy, to see if you can salvage an AK-47 would be quite nice. No one is actually in the bomb site anymore for mousesports. I was going to say, this isn't the typical Cloud9 that we've seen in some events, and you know, it's definitely not at the major. They seem to have come into this game a little bit cold, individually, I mean.
Yeah, just a slow start, and we've seen it happen a couple of times so far in the tournament. But it's obviously incredibly frustrating. You don't want to have to start off this low. We've seen a lot of teams have to try and fight back from a very bad first half in a game. Yeah. And then they almost do it, and that's the worst feeling, you know.
By the way, I don't think we've put enough importance on the implications of this match or what's at stake here. The winner is the last team to go on to the playoffs, and the losing team in this is going home or sitting out for a few days before Poland, whatever it might be.
Yeah. Oot, as the Canadians would say.
Oot a boot.
It's Robs with an interesting Molotov into the window. And again, automatic and all the rest with just a weird buy. It just continues. We've had 9 rounds. This is number 10, where they just keep having a really awkward economy. Don't get to see the AWP on Skadoodle. Don't get to see, certainly not a double AWP. And it's just, yeah, it's partly self-inflicted.
It is a little bit. It's also a product of really nice job from mousesports responding every time Cloud9 has won a round and putting them in really weird purchase situations. But yeah, it is kind of crazy to think over 3/4 or over 2/3 through this half, and you haven't seen an op, like you said, on Skadoodle. You haven't even really seen full utility. It's not going to be a full buy for Cloud9 until round 11. That's a sick T-side out of mousesports.
Yeah, I guess the logic sort of is that if they keep doing these false buys and some of them work, then then they've got a really good situation. But when you look back on it, you feel like, well, yeah, but if they had sort of just
taking a full save.
Yeah, taken a full save, maybe even taken 2 of them, then they could have been double AWP, and maybe the chances would have been different. They could have had a double AWP in round number 6 or something instead.
Yeah, well, that kind of buy you don't mind too much because the losing bonus is built up to about 4 rounds.
Yeah.
It's not maxed out yet, but no, like as long as they didn't spend everything they had, they were still going to have a pretty comfortable buy, a pretty nice buy. So this is the best one we've seen from Cloud9, and they're still missing head armor on a lot of players. But I think they're making that choice because of all the AKs that are out on the board. You don't really need the head armor. So we'll see what they've got. But Cloud9, if they want a chance to get back into this half, it's got to start right now.
Yeah, it is time. 8-2. Just a phenomenal first half here for mousesports. Doesn't even seem like always they've had to... Like, I wouldn't say this is mousesports sort of being stretched to the limits to try and get this kind of a start. They actually feel like they're sort of just, using... whatever, 50% of what they had. I obviously just made that number up, Moses. But,
I like it.
Yeah, just...
I was going to say 43%.
All right.
The cool thing is, this is just really solid play for mousesports. They aren't doing anything mind-blowing.
Speaking of solid plays, the flashbang in from top mid to get that peak for Sunny to take down Skadoodle. AK versus AWP.
Yeah, like this is all very basic for mousesports, I guess is the best way to put it. It's all just like a fundamental style that's brought out. Nothing crazy, nothing that's going to blow your socks off, but just smart play on Mirage. And it's punishing at the moment. It's working very nicely against Cloud9.
Stewie wants to take the peak. 2 people were waiting for him. Oscar quick on the trigger with the AWP. Headshot on automatic. I mean, they're just getting picked apart all across the map. And Rush, well, gets the kill on 1, but will be shut down. And if it wasn't going to be Oscar, probably would have been one of the other 4 people running towards the bomb site. So very hard for Rush to do anything there. That's hard to deal with, Moses. What do we say at this point?
I don't know. This is so rough. mousesports is playing very, very well. I mean, they're prepared for everything. None of these peaks are catching them off. I know I've seen a couple times Stewie's had, he had that lineup for the double kill that he got 1 and just missed out on the second. He had a play where he tried to come through a smoke on the stairwell to drop in towards the cubby to try and retake the 8 bomb site, which that's a play he loves to do. And he's just missed the timing on a couple of them. That time he picks up the AWP from Skadoodle after he had fallen. And Oscar is just waiting for his repeak. So we'll see if this aggression works. Initially, at the very least, but can they follow up on it? Automatic goes down. Rush eats that nade down to 17 HP. He's going to have to back away. Doesn't want that fight anymore, but there's no escaping for Rush because mousesports knows he's there.
He's locked in, Moses. Like a rat in a sewer. Just can't get out. 4 versus 4 at the moment, and they do have armor on a couple of people, but yeah, even though that doesn't necessarily work out in favor of Cloud9, I just like the fact that they're trying something. I just want to see, because I think when you ever see a CT side where they end up slowing down a lot and they're just holding angles and nothing, like there's no initiative. And if there's, I think Cloud9, because they have automatic and Stewie, you think they are going to always have some people who are willing to make the plays, right? Yeah. So you don't ever want to see them just slow down. I think that's one of the big benefits of having those 2 players on the team, in my opinion. So hopefully that's not something that they're going to suffer too much from, but a little bit maybe. I guess it's hard when you finally have the double up, then you're not going to take big risks. Like, you just expect that to work, So
you have to at least give it a chance, right? Yeah. But that's also the problem of what it comes down to. You're not getting that out until round 11, where you already are starting to feel desperate. These P250s have got to work some magic, and that is not it at all. Tarek is able to get 1 kill onto Chris J, but it took far too long, so they're going to be wise to him. Stewie's here now, though. Rob's going to be where he's on stairs. Maybe not initially, but he finds the kill anyway, and Tarek can't fight. 21 HP. He'd love to get an AK-47, and this is just this is domination, Anders. This is BDSM levels. They've got the leash on.
Yeah, got the leash, got the whatever else.
Yeah, the whips.
I was gonna say all the other stuff I can think of is just gonna make our audience feel weird. So we'll just leave it at that, Moses.
All right.
People can fill in the blanks, as it were. It will be a 10-2 scoreline, a 13th round here, and yeah, next round is coming soon, Moses.
Yeah, the playoffs are coming soon.
It's
for mousesports, it looks like.
Well, I would say I don't think this is going to continue. I think Cloud9 they're really hard pressed to make a comeback in this game. I think that's soon out of reach.
Yeah.
But it is 3 maps. I think we can't call it. I think they're going to be back quick.
Yeah, should be back quick. We are obviously, as you can see with the screen, having some technical issues, but we will do our best to radiate. No, we're going to come back.
Yes.
All good. We're back in the room.
Perfect timing. Again, mid control for mousesports, and they've been so good at doing this every single time. Just a couple of really well-timed flashbangs. They're all the time getting the grenades in window, which means Cloud9 can't even really know what's going on most of the time. So, yeah, it's just everything about it has been smooth and well-oiled, just like you like it, Moses.
Well, Skadoodle's got that off in Palace. So, yeah, he's cutting off one part of the map. But typically for T-sides, there's only one player in Palace, usually kind of some kind of lurker. So he's not gathering a whole lot of information. And he's obviously not in a position where he's going to find a pick. We can tell that from the mini-map. Tarek finds the opening, though. And there's Stiko with the trade. Skadoodle and Rush going to start falling back from the A bomb site. They know that B site is really susceptible with this position on Catwalk. Smoke is going to block Skadoodle off, and Automatic and Tarek, they're under a lot of pressure. Tarek trying to bait him into Automatic. It's working initially, but the repeak. Chris Shea punishes a lineup for Automatic, a 3-kill. That's a big play, and Automatic finally gives Cloud9 something to cheer about. 3-10, they needed that stop, and he's able to transfer over into an AWP. They're going to have a double op setup moving forward. With 3 players surviving, they can build up some money for these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's big plays coming out. They probably were expecting that if he was going to be playing on that right-hand side, he'd be at the first corner and not the second. So, like, right on the window. A little bit weird, a little bit of an off angle, when they come in from that angle at least.
That's also the angle where you're about to expose yourself to the window as the T side, so you're kind of preparing to look left and everything, so it's easy to overlook that one. You can see there is a Cloud9 player that has dropped out of the server, so we're just going to wait for him to get back. It's Tarek.
You are right.
He gone.
Well, we'll get him back in, and then the game should be good to go. It's always been a mystery to me, Moses. The CT side has already driven that APC to this point to sort of launch off the CT side.
Yeah.
Why didn't they drive it a little bit further up to the A-bomb side? Like, surely they could have done that.
Well, maybe you want to set up a staging area. It's got to be awkward to get out of an APC when you're already under fire, you know?
Yeah, but the CTs are the T's are all the way across the map, you know?
Yeah, but maybe they don't know that. Maybe they haven't done proper recon.
That's just bad planning, isn't it?
It's probably that Danish military.
Yeah, Danish military. Listen, our special forces are really good.
Are they?
There's like a Special Forces Olympics, and ours always...
There's a Special Forces Olympics.
Yeah, well, where they all get together and like do whatever the Special Forces do. Okay. I obviously don't know. But ours always end near the top. Our fighter pilots are really good as well. Our fighter pilots teach your pilots how to... Because we fly F-16 still, and they are really, really low tech compared to your fancy...
We don't
jets.
even need pilots anymore.
Right, and so, you know, we teach you all the low tech stuff, basically. It's good. It's really good.
I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise still teaches. I think that's what the sequel is about, isn't it? Tom Cruise is going to be the new instructor for Top Gun.
I would love that.
All the boys are back, playing with the boys, going to get some beach volleyball going.
Yeah, that movie it's got everything, doesn't it?
I didn't know when I was younger. Obviously, I guess this is one of those things that you just don't really know when you are a young person. But that was actually like paid for by like the U.S. Navy or something to as like, you know, a recruiting tool.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
genius.
great.
I wanted to be a fighter pilot after it.
So it worked, in other words.
Yeah, my eyes are broken though. I can't see anything, so that kind of stops you from becoming a pilot.
Yeah, I never wanted to really be a pilot. I think I briefly thought about joining the military, but
you strike me as a firefighter kind of guy.
Yeah, running into maybe. I don't know how it's obviously impossible to tell how you'd react in that kind of situation. So I don't want to pretend that I could because I feel like we'll reserve that for people who actually do it. But yeah, it wasn't even my eyes. I had a freakish seizure, Moses. So
did you really?
Yeah, and I got tested and everything, and they said, listen, you know, don't bother. So I was like, all right.
We hate to crush your dreams like this, but you will not be a fighter pilot. Yeah,
that's just how it is. A friend of mine did a test for it, and he said it was absolutely mental. Like one of the things was you had to like go through a maze with a pencil, and then along the way you would run into numbers, And then at the end of it, you had to sort of like recall all the numbers and then like add them up. Like it was just like you had to do like a bunch of stuff all at the time. You had no time to do it all. It was definitely not easy. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't have a good time at all with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe calling in an airstrike is what they need right now, Cloud9. Maybe that would help them out.
Yeah, that probably would.
One of those Call of Duty things, like with the little card that can explode all this.
Yeah, but the issue is they haven't even gotten enough kills to get that kind of power up in the game.
Yeah, they don't have it. Fair enough then. Technical timeout. I'm not sure what we're exactly waiting for, but hopefully it'll be quick.
Tarek is back in the server, so that's one sign of good things.
Yeah.
The other sign of good things is the players are still sitting down with their headphones on. That's the next step that you look for.
Yeah. Once they stand up, you know it's bad.
Yeah. That's when you go get a drink.
But map number 2 in this is Train, right?
It is Train.
So that's why I sort of think, even if Cloud9 do get heavily beat up on this first map, which it feels like it's trending that direction. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be asleep 2 maps in a row.
Well, it's not like one of those series where a team has to win like their pick in order to be able to compete.
Yeah.
It's not like it's so one-sided that it's like this is all of a sudden just going to be a 2-0 if Cloud9 can't win this one. Certainly would be crushing considering this is Cloud9's pick, and it was a map they relied on heavily to win the major. So they've had a couple of their maps that they felt really good on coming into this tournament. I know they commented on Inferno was a map they were picking earlier on here in the tournament, and they've gotten beat up on it so much they've gone away from it, and obviously Mirage not being too kind over now. But I don't think if you look back at this, if you're Cloud9, what you take away, at least from what we've seen so far, is that it's not so much like a tactical outplay. I think there's been a couple critical missed kills at different junctures, and you don't see that like typical playmaking that you see out of guys like Tarek and Stewie. It's not being as effective here.
No, it definitely isn't. But I think one of the things we really have to applaud mousesports for is just some of the really common grenades, like the pop flashes and just the entry flashes, are just so good. And I mean, people forget about that sometimes, right? You can get pretty caught up in the really elaborate fakes where you get the run boosts in and all the rest of it. But the power of just these really just nailing the normal flashbangs or like the solid flashbangs are just really important. So
this is Inferno. You can see, I mean, all fairness to Cloud9, they did take 2 losses to SK and FaZe. So it's like,
yes,
yeah, the map's not gone as the way you'd like, but those are the 2 best teams in the world. And it's been no secret that SK has kind of mentioned they've been putting a lot of work into that map leading into this event. That's kind of the map they focused on improving. We also have Tarek buying in this. He's in the server. They're buying. It's still paused, but that's a good sign. I guess that's the third sign you look for.
Yes.
Is players starting to buy weapons.
Means we probably are heading a little bit closer. Yeah, Mirage. I mean, the fact that mousesports took it on SK is obviously an interesting sign, right?
Yeah, and that 16-2 over G2 is quite nice.
Yeah. Both
teams getting beaten by Liquid. Actually, I mean, this doesn't even really do Cloud9 justice, considering some of the opponents that they've beaten on this map. Like Virtus Pro has been very weak, and then Swole Patrol. Like, you're not going to be too impressed by those victories.
Who's Swole Patrol?
Exactly. Thank you, Anders, for taking part in the exercise. Skadoodle is on catwalk.
I'm so sorry, guys. Double AWP once again for Cloud9. The last round, in case you forgot in the downtime here, was won by Automatic with a quad kill over at the B bomb site. So that was kind of a freak round, but obviously one that they desperately needed. Now they need to actually build something from it. Like, they've been given a ticket back in. If they can finish 10-5 and win the pistol round, then we've got a real game on our hands again. It is not done yet. Good boost going up fairly quickly from Sunny. He's in position to jump into the window if need be, and sneaking on through right at the edge. This is so dangerous with Chris. You have to think there's almost no way this can work out. If that smoke goes away, Stewie can see him, unless he's playing at a different resolution than we are, which he might well be. Oh no, he pulls out the knife and runs away and robs and rip as well. Skadoodle and Tarek, man, this is insane.
They just came so quick, didn't they? Skadoodle's follow-up smoke actually just destroys Stewie in that round, which is unfortunate. Obviously, he has no idea that that's happening, but a series of unfortunate events for Cloud9.
Do you think if Chris could, he'd just be shouting, thanks? Because that was what convinced Stewie to say, okay, that's smoked up again. I'll fall back with my knife out, and the bomb site's gone.
I thought someone from mousesports was going to like throw a pop flash in while Chris was like looking away inside that smoke, but turns out he didn't really need it. Here's the footsteps, and Tarek just has to save this AWP.
Maybe they've watched the demo Moses, and they knew that was going to happen.
This is now 3 wins for Cloud9 that are on the board, you can see. They haven't been able to string any together. So mousesports has responded each and every time, which makes this such a difficult affair for Cloud9. Another round. I feel like they've only had 2 buys in this half.
So what the
that
wins,
you could be happy about.
The wins have been...
One round was the CZ and Scout.
Yeah, so we could have to discount that. That's not acceptable.
You throw that one away?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember what the second one was.
Me neither, but then then there was the automatic one.
Yes.
What I'm trying to get at is at least 2 out of 3 rounds have been kind of freaky. You know, like it's not like their default setup on this map has been good enough to stop mousesports. I think that was the point, Moses. That was the idea that I was getting at in a roundabout way.
I like it. Well, Oscar's feeling comfortable, obviously, and I wonder if he'll know the trajectory of that nade. He definitely hears the footsteps from the jump, and Tarek's right beneath. Chris J with the kill onto automatic. There's Oscar, and he's going to find Tarek. That's such a dangerous position to be in if you're Tarek, and you feel real uncomfortable. Stewie with the missed shot. Stika surely takes him down, and it's all gone to hell. It's going to be 12-3. Just start to finish, it's been brutal. mousesports has not let up whatsoever.
Yeah, at this point, don't call in the airstrike. Just call for the evacuation, you know.
Save it for the next map.
No, just call for the helicopters and get out.
Yeah.
There's no point anymore. 12-3 in favor of mousesports. An absolutely brilliant first half for them. They completely shut it down. Individually, some good shots coming out, but I really feel like this was just... I think the great thing about this kind of performance of your mousesports is it can likely be duplicated again.
Yeah.
Like there's a good chance you can do this again later in the tournament, assuming you make it that far. So that's really encouraging.
The kill spread is so nice for mousesports as well. It just shows it was a lot of trading. It wasn't anyone just going in and getting every single kill on a bomb site. It was everyone kind of winning their fight from their position. And we saw it a couple times where it was just rounds where it was like, oh, Cloud9's got the advantage in this fight, but no, now they're dead.
Oscar's unscrewed the silencer on his USP.
I love that.
What an absolute heretic. Why has he done that?
I don't know. That's some 1.6 stuff. We'll see how it works out for him. Rop's going to be back here, taking pop shots. There it is. There's the unsilenced, and it's failing him. It's failing him in a big, big way, but Sonny's going to find a kill through the smoke. The plant's going to go down. It's a 4-on-4 retake, and Stewie might be frustrated. He's like, what gun did I pick up?
Oh, Stewie. There we go, Stewie. That is exactly the right move. 4 versus 4 still, and the bomb is down. It has been for a little bit, so... mousesports need to make up some sort of retake happen. They're going to come in at 3 different angles against Stewie. That's a lot of targets. He'll take one of them, which is not bad at all. Now Skadoodle trying to follow it up, but he's going to save his teammate, Sonny. Not at all bad. Tarek and Automatic left. Automatic getting 1 kill, looking for a second. He's going to get it to it. Oh! Sonny doesn't even touch the ground. Automatic with the triple. That's 2 massive rounds coming out of Automatic. He's also at 14 kills.
Yeah.
He's done a very good job so far.
Yeah, he's performing in a big, big way here. The only one you could really point to on Cloud9 and say he's producing at a good level at the moment. Almost mousesports able to make that retake work. I don't even know if they had time, though, for the defuse. I think, Skadoodle does go down in that kind of fight, but I think Stewie occupied enough members of mousesports for long enough. He had 3 players that came to deal with him. And it makes sense because that's such a critical... part of the map that you need to retake as mousesports if you want to make the retake happen onto the bomb site. Sonny's going to open things up with a 1 deke.
Yeah, they missed the smoker in the window, Moses. That's a big no-no.
Yeah, that's what you get.
And
did they just miss another one?
Yeah, they did.
That one was like straight on as well. You know what other gun sounds really cool when you take the silencer off? Is the Silence M4. The M4A1. When you take the silencer off, I think it sounds really awesome.
I haven't played with the M4A1 for 3 years at least.
Okay. I never played with it, so...
Yeah, and I think I tried it once and I said, no. I need those 10 bullets, Moses.
It's not for me.
No, I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
Well, mousesports going to take a gamble, starting to rotate over towards the A-bomb site. And it's looking like this might pay off. They need to get a body in the window room in jungle somewhere, because you have 3 players in the A-bomb site already, right? You want to set up some kind of a crossfire. There's Tarek, the opening kill, and here it comes. The floodgates are open. We'll see if they get trapped. Rop's holding his nerve, getting a dink, finding 1 kill. There's the peek from the site as well, and Oh, Oscar would have loved to have that one, but Sunny's still alive with a deagle. It's a 2-on-2. Stiko's going to get one more. Tarek's out in the open. He's the only one left in a 1-on-1. Picks up the Galil, and he recovers nicely. A 5th round. It got dangerous.
That was a little bit wild. I mean, the mousesports really having a big impact in that round. I thought Cloud9 was going to get shut down. So many angles.
Yeah.
And they were getting shot at from at least 3 different points of view there. So that could have got really bad. 12-5. 18th round coming up here, and they've upgraded another couple of pistols. In fact, 3 of them so far on mousesports side. Probably excited about how they did in that last round. But Chris obviously wants to get the AWP as early as possible.
Yeah.
And if I was mousesports, I would say, yeah, just there's no point in buying all that much. Again, we just want as many rifle rounds as we can to get the last 4 rounds here.
Yeah, and they showed that in that previous round. They just bought the deagles and the pistol. They didn't have the armor and everything, so they're going to have plenty of money in that 4th round. They only need 4. Mid control again for Cloud9, and they seem to be a bit subdued. They're pretty conservative in their approach so far. It is the anti-ecos, but being cautious in these rounds. Which makes sense, because you already realize at this point, if you're Cloud9, you really don't have a lot of mistakes you're allowed to make on this T side. And you've already thrown 2 missed smokes. So, eating up your quota.
Yeah, that window smoke is one that just continuously eludes top teams for some reason. A little smoke to cover from the A-bomb site so that they can make it around the catwalk. They are about to walk into a pretty heavy stack, and part of that stack is due to the fact that Robs is pushed up all the way to T-spawn. He hasn't heard anyone yet. Maybe hasn't seen anyone. Yeah, he's going to peek around the corner now, so they definitely know that no one's there. Stu will get a kill on Stiko. This is a great position for Oscar. Oh, but the timing is so unfortunate. Still picks up the kill on Stewie, but he will be going down. So, nicely handled from Cloud9. A little bit of missed timing there, I think, from mousesports, but
yeah,
still, American Tide will take it for a round number 6 here.
Rob's just going to position to get 1 kill as they exit. Hopefully, rush is what he's thinking in his head. Be able to get that AK-47. But Skedoodle might just sacrifice himself to the gods. 22 HP. If Robs gets this one quick enough, he can get a double kill and actually survive with the AK-47. That would be a disaster, but it's not going to happen. Wishful thinking. So now we get into the gun rounds. Still a 6-round lead for mousesports. Siko's going to drop an AWP over to Oscar. And everyone else on those M4s.
16 kills on Stiko, Robs, and Oscar. Still looking really solid as a team on that side. And that AWP on Oscar is obviously going to be a problem that Cloud9 have to deal with somehow. And I feel he's not one of those players that can easily just get smoked off and then that'll just be it. He's usually very aggressive, even with the smokes in. Tarek trying to beat the timing, but Chris and Sunny are going to pick up 1 kill each, making it very hard now. 5 versus 3. That's a bullet right to the face of Rush. This is all falling apart in a pretty critical round here. Robs with a great round, double kill for him.
Well, if mousesports is going to be able to stop Tarek and shut them down, Tarek and Stewie, 1 rushing catwalk, 1 rushing into connector, if they're going to be able to win those fights consistently in the gun rounds, I don't think there's a chance of Cloud9 coming back. That kind of fast-paced, aggressive mid-push from C9 was kind of their bread and butter at the E-League major that they won.
Yes.
Shout out to Sean Garris for making a detailed video on how to stop it.
Yeah. What an absolute traitor.
Needed to get him drawn and quartered. 13-6 now. AK-47 is going to be out on Stewie and Tarek. They're buying up into this one. I think they just realized the gap is too far for them to sit out rounds, you know? Like, they just have to get some rounds on the board.
In fairness, I mean, maybe it's too soon to make this judgment, but one of the struggles of playing consistently being in the top 5 of Counter-Strike is obviously reinventing your style enough that it doesn't become predictable.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the edge or the shadow of what we're seeing here with Cloud9 is that mousesports maybe have looked at some of it and said, well, we kind of recognize a pattern that maybe you haven't had time to change yet, and that's what we're exploiting.
Yeah. That's very possible. They could be there. Obviously, winning the major is going to get more eyes on you. Here they come with an A hit. Molotov's out, nades out. Sunny blind on the stairs. They're going to push towards CT spawn. There's no smoke here, so they want to attack this. They know exactly where Robs is. The pre-fire comes in, but Robs gets the opening kill, and Sunny gets the second. Saves his life, turning for a flashbang as well. Bomb being planted, and Sunny's going to shut that down. Gap in those smokes.
Good couple of return kills, but still, they needed that bomb plant really quickly. Automatic, looking the wrong way. Oh, he still picks up that kill on Stiko. That was about to get very close now, out in the open, and it's still going to be Sunny to shut it down. A quad kill here for the Finnish player, making it round number 14 for mousesports. Man.
It's probably a good thing that round was close. That's one of those rounds where mousesports, I think every player kind of looks, maybe not every player, but I think a couple of those kills towards the end were unnecessary, and I think that's where, as a player, you're just like, yep, didn't need to take that peek at that point. You know, that peek and CT spawn on the stairs, like you're in a 3-on-2, just wait for the bomb to get planted. You know, he's got to sit out. He can't fight while he's putting that bomb planted. So use that as an advantage as well. And I think they kind of look at those and they'll say, all right, everyone, make sure we just close this one out. Don't lose this massive lead. It's a B rush. Nades coming out. Utility not doing a whole lot to Cloud9 until just at the end, but it doesn't matter. Stiko's killing everyone. Christian Catwalk is getting involved now. A good headshot onto Rush. Another nade. That's not bad at all, and it brings Automatic down to 6. That might just be the nade that seals this round.
Certainly feels like it. Skadoodle also under half HP. And they're going to be flanked. Sunny with really good timing here. Easy enough kill on Skadoodle. And Automatic is going to go down to Robs. Oh, slowly keeling over. 15-6 here. And we move into the 22nd round. mousesports a single round away from picking up map number 1. You know what's really encouraging to me and what I really am enjoying?
What's that, Anders?
Usually when we see these kinds of sort of games out of mousesports, it really can be pinned down to someone like Oscar, or it used to be Christiero, and before that it used to be Nico, right? So like they have been a team that has had like a weird history of having these sort of superstar players that just sort of come out and then they do extremely well, and that's how they win the games, you know. So I like the fact that that isn't what they've built this structure on, at least this map. It seems to be working in spite of not, you know, crazy AWP no scopes and stuff like that. It's fine if it happens, and you know, against some teams you will need it. You know, if you're going to be playing,
it's a luxury. You don't want to rely on it.
Yeah, it's a luxury, and I think if mousesports end up playing a team like SK or FaZe, then you will need some of those performances because that's just the nature of those teams. You know, but I think it's interesting and exciting that it can work without it. That's a good sign.
You know, it's not a good sign.
Go on.
You know, I mentioned Cloud9 just seemed like they were a little bit flat and cold as individual players to start this game out. Yeah. Normally, towards like the end of the first map in that kind of a situation, you see those players start to like wake up, and it gives you a little bit of hope for the second map. Yeah. I haven't seen that out of Cloud9 yet. It still seems like they're all a little muted. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, we haven't seen, you know, towards the end of this, you know, even Stewie have, you know, some kind of crazy double kill or triple kill, or even in losing efforts whatsoever. It's still been like no one really awake. And they need to have a serious conversation at the end of this map and really try and get everyone up and running. We do have the game resumed, but obviously the equipment difference between these two teams right now in round number 22 is way out of control. Automatic did as much as he could, really. But on the defensive side, he's always going to be stuck on one bomb site, and half the time they were somewhere else. So he wasn't always going to be in position to do a lot, which is just the nature of, I suppose, playing defense. Robs playing very close here, and that smoke is going to be a bit annoying to them because they probably did want to try and go a little bit faster. Tarek has managed to sneak very close with the deagle. Can maybe beat the timing here. Stewie is down already. Sunny, who is top fragging in the game right now, going for a quick double kill and almost escapes back through the smoke. That could have worked out. 3-on-3. And is there going to be a flank in? Tarek lining it up, and we'll get the kill against Oscar. Jumping over from window, and now Skadoodle gets aggressive. He's found one, and there goes Stiko. So Cloud9 still alive. 7-15. Need to win 8 more in a row to force overtime. That was really nice patient play from Tarek. Even lets the rifle just run past and get in towards connector. He takes the flank to get Oscar, and then drops out. Fools the defense a little bit. Looked like mousesports was going to be able to hold that one. They have another buy coming in, obviously, though. You can see on the screen there, Oscar's still going to have the AWP. Rops and Stiko were going to be down on the lesser weapons of the 5.7 and the MP9. And that's not ideal, as Rops is the only player at this A bomb site at the moment. Bit unfortunate. That's double smoke into middle, but there's still a gap, which means that mousesports
might not be completely fooled that there are too many people up there.
Tarek setting up the same play he did last round, and then he's going to go towards mid. He's going to go towards A. He's not even going to be here whatsoever. Great kills from Automatic. You can see Chris J kind of pushing through the smoke and clearing every angle out in mid. Wants to make sure they wouldn't get flanked, but they just need to save this, I think.
He sees the shadow. Good play from Stewie. That was a dead giveaway. And they're going to pick up a couple of kills, so okay. Not happy about getting blocked at all.
There's a round that that makes you that looks like Stewie's kind of coming alive here at the end. Just mentioned you'd want to see some of that at the very least to have a little bit of hope for Train. And Rush didn't spot Stico at all. Awkward angle, I guess, for him to check. Just staying alive on catwalk.
Oh, Stewie might give him. Oh no, he's going to run the other way. I was going to say could have given himself up to the MP9. Not obviously the best weapon to be saving, but I suppose it's better than nothing, and especially if you can swap it out for the AK-47, which he will be able to do. So Stico's going to be all right with that. The rest of his team can't really buy. And again, I would say rather than forcing it up with CSET 75s, just close out this game as fast as you can, mousesports. They've already put in such a great job.
Yes, save here. Don't invest. I think they are going to upgrade to some of the other pistols, just because you never know when one of those things can do something crazy. I don't mind them spending that $300, but as I said, it's just Oscar. So nade on Sunny, P250 on Oscar. There's the AK-47 on Stico that he's able to save from the previous round. He's going to be in connector. It's going to be a stack towards the A bomb site. So using some of those smokes. Cloud9's going to gain mid control. Tarek, Skadoodle, and Automatic here. Stewie aggressive up A ramp. He wants to fight. You like to see that. Oscar's down. So is Stewie. So is Rops.
Yeah, good grenade on Robs. Stewie managed to get that before he was done. Oh, Automatic. Able to guess the angle. So maybe just saw Stico before the smoke went up. Not bad at all. So I would say Chris and Sunny just try and save the AK-47 to the next round. No point in trying to retake this 2 versus 4. But give Cloud9 a 9th round. So, yeah, I think what you were searching for, Moses, this whole idea that they were sort of going to start to show a little bit, get warmed up for Train.
Yeah.
That's pretty much happening. Obviously, the goal can still be trying to get into overtime. It's not impossible, but I think we would need to see a lack of creativity from mousesports. I think mousesports has a big enough buffer that they can have 1 or 2 rounds where they gamble quite heavily, like pushing 3 top mid or something like that. That all that has to happen is that Cloud9 are just looking the wrong way or isn't really ready for it 1 round, and that's it. So just they have the buffer to try some of those rounds.
Yeah. Or maybe just a lack of ability to adapt, because obviously if Cloud9's going to rattle off, I think they what I said 8 rounds in a row. I think they would have needed like 9. They started at 15-6. So. I think it would have to be some issue where mousesports just somehow like forgets how to adapt to a certain scenario. I don't think we'll see that. 2 AK-47 is going to help out with money. And actually, it kind of influences them to buy in this round before they can wield an AWP, which I'm not necessarily against. Here's a swap up that maybe Cloud9's not expecting, running in towards 5 rifles. We'll see if it affects anything. Chris J and Oscar heading towards mid, and here's some of that aggression, Anders. Chris J over on catwalk. This is just standard stuff. It's going to be Tarek at the top of mid, but they don't want to mess with it whatsoever. Rush and Stewie in the B halls. Stewie going to clear out underpass, but the other 3 players of Cloud9 are there as well. So gearing up to do a delayed timing hit onto this B bomb site.
Stico is going to have fairly early warning for when they come around the corner. The problem is he only has a flashbang really to buy time, and Chris is behind him with a Molotov, so maybe they can't do it now. Chris is going to come back in. You see there's the Molotov going up. Trying to see if they could maybe make it work. Oscar's gone down in the meantime, and they are boosting Automatic into the mid window. That's such a huge position. That can actually crack open the whole round here. And indeed, Stico doesn't yet realize it. But there's actually that scenario we were talking about where, on the map's a little bit weird, where they're just waiting. They're just waiting right now for Automatic to move in.
Yeah, this is a cool tactic. This is actually really cool. We'll see if that can stop them. There's a good kill from Stico, and mousesports is kind of wise to this. Couple players on catwalk. There's the kill from Automatic. He's going to continue going for more. Chris J's pinned down. He's got to fight his way out, but he can't win it. Rops is here as well. But a nice little adaptation from Cloud9 and a very cool flank coming in. An execute just to keep all the information away from that boost. And Automatic's able to assassinate the entire defense.
Yeah, absolutely great job. The freeze being called in the middle of that round just to wait for...
Yeah, that was the exact situation we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it was. You have to love that. Nobody making any big mistakes there. That will be round number 10 now for Cloud9 in this slow comeback that's happening. But I suppose, you know, it's better than nothing, as we said.
Yeah, certainly. If you're Cloud9, definitely. Maybe not if you're a mousesports fan. Probably not liking this too much. You'd like to see him close it out. Still got some to play with. 5 rounds to be exact. And they're going to start not quite at a full losing bonus, but I think they're going to call a pause. They might want to consider. I mean, this is another one of those rounds where if you're mousesports, you could do a small investment of like upgraded pistol and armor. You could spend about 1,500 to 2,000 if you really wanted to, and still have a solid buy into the next round just because of where the money will be at and the losing bonus building up. So you have to imagine mousesports is going to buy something around this AK-47 just to see if they can make a miracle happen.
A lot of talking going on there on the mousesports side. I think you could tell. Trying to pinpoint a way to just, you know, close it out. It's obviously frustrating. And
yeah,
I always think when there's definitely a point where the general mood of the team just flips, where you can feel it when you're on the server or on the TeamSpeak. You can just feel, oh man, we had the chance. Now they're really close. We've tried this before. We know we have just one more rifle round, and this isn't good.
I don't know, though, because this is a mousesports team that looked so focused in the first half, and they played so well together that I feel like this team doesn't have that kind of, like, the way they've played this game so far. I'd be so disappointed if they broke during this comeback, because everything else has looked great. Even some of these losses, it's like, you know, you still only need one round, so no worries. Tarek's going to go down. Chris cannot build on that. And they're going to the B bomb site away from the AK-47. That's at Rops. It's rotating over quickly. There's a stack at this B bomb site. That's a nice position from Oscar. Oh, he misses the kill, though. He does recover and grab it. Automatics found one, but he looks away before clearing the corner. Skadoodle's got to fall back and meet up with Stewie, but actually Sunny's flanking in T-spawn. Thankfully, Skadoodle goes underpass, so he's going to bypass that position. But this is so dangerous. This is very deadly for Cloud9.
Yeah, they are 1 kill away from maybe losing the map right away. Oddly, as you said, they found themselves in control of the A-bomb site with nobody else here. So they're going to get a bomb plant, although Robs does have a defuse kit. So even if they're far away, this is absolutely possible, and they probably should try and see if they can run for it.
Hell yeah, you go for this. You're going to buy next round anyways. This is that half investment. Don't sit this one out, especially with the kit. You gear up all 3 players and you get to that A-bomb site. We'll see what they can do.
A big downside that they don't know yet, but Skadoodle has a Molotov still, even if they just put that one down. So they might be in for a bit of a rough surprise. Grenade goes high, a lot of flashbangs in. Quick trade there, Skadoodle putting up a Molotov right on the bomb, but they know where he is. He's going to get the kill on Stiko as well. And Sunny sitting inside of the fire. Oh no! It lasted a second too long. It's out now, Moses. Life isn't fair, is it? I feel like that was... He gave everything for the cause, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he really did.
He got the order, and he didn't even hesitate.
Yeah, somewhere there's going to be a star on the wall for him.
Yeah. Really, really, yeah, just giving it all.
Missed time by about half a second, but I mean, you could that got so dangerous at the end. That's a really nice play from mousesports, and also really smart of Cloud9. Stewie was on that kind of mission. He was the plan B in that round. Clear out the A-bomb site, make sure they can rotate if they run into trouble, which is exactly what's happened. And he found them an avenue to a round win. So 11-15, Cloud9 still in this, still making the comeback happen. And now it starts to feel much more realistic than it did.
Yeah, we're getting there. Only a 4-round gap. Stiko goes down. Now a little bit of an attack here on the B-bomb side, at least making a lot of noise is Stewie. He will eventually fall back, so I was wondering if he was going to try and pressure it even more. It seemed like maybe he could have, but he didn't know that there was nobody on catwalk to crossfire him against Chris.
Now they're starting to heat up, Anders. This is when Cloud9 is at their most dangerous, when Stewie is creating, when he's winning individual fights. Tarek as well. Sunny's got a big job to do. Automatic crouching underneath, spots him first. That's a great kill. Sunny was isolated, no chance for teamwork, but mousesports is here. Oscar and Rops inside the bomb site. Oscar needs to do a little bit more, keep the attention away from them clearing the bomb site, but Tarek finds him. That is a huge play, and Rops sees the bullets come through, doesn't want to do anything. Chris J buying more time. Turning for the flashbang. He's got to stop this plant, and he doesn't just do it, and he can't get the follow-up. He needed to peek a half second earlier to stop that bomb from going down.
Yeah, stopping the bomb plant, absolutely crucial in that 1 versus 2 now. Grenade comes in. Chris tapping the bomb a single time. And they're going to respond with a little bit of spray coming through. He's actually lured automatic out. That might have just been it. And Tarek will still take him down. Very close round. I mean, it's very hard to... not even could he have stopped the bomb, but the rest of them were flashed. So it could have been even more. But it's easier, obviously, for us to say that.
It is. It absolutely is. But that is kind of the curious thing. I think that goes back to what the desk even talked about with some of the young players in mousesports. Remember, Rob's still relatively inexperienced as far as pro Counter-Strike is concerned, but use that flashbang. The hesitation he had to really peek out and actually swing and take a fight. Yeah. The flashbang wears off by then. So that flashbang is designed to allow him to make that peek happen and still survive it. So just a small bit of hesitation, and it doesn't pan out for mousesports. 15-12, Anders. This is madness.
It's getting much too close with comfort right now. I would say at this point, even if they pick up the final round that they need mousesports, we're in a situation now where Cloud9 have started to build a confidence for Train. Yeah. And also mousesports have maybe started to erode their own a little bit. I mean, obviously the win is the win, and once you get it, you just sort of say, that's it. But still, you had such a big lead. You wanted it to close it out at around 16-8 or something and just say, that's it. We're through. Map number 2 ready. Now they have to worry about whether or not they have to play overtime, at least soon. They might get, sort of one more buy and then a half buy at the end of it, but it's getting dangerously close. I like this. Just a quick rush to top mid. Sometimes you'll find, oh, that's a little bit awkward.
That's actually going to stop him from going up.
Oh, no.
It's absolute disaster, and Stewie almost dies for it. They are very delayed, and all of mousesports is here now. And Cloud9, they just want to back away. Might not matter. Automatic taking off Chris J's head. Still spamming into the smoke, and there's the peek from Oscar. Automatic almost goes down, but enough kills and enough pressure at Cloud9's back. They just are going to hit this. And all the mousesports is running away. I think they might have the assumption that Cloud9 has just fallen back completely.
Yeah, you can tell they're not exactly sure what's going on. A little bit worried about pushing too much further. I mean, they're just playing against USPs, but some of them have hit really good headshots. Still should be an easy cleanup at this point. Stewie actually holding the corner, expecting a wide peek, you can almost tell. He's a little bit out of the corner there, and he will be getting the kill on Oscar, no problem. So, scary start, smooth enough finish, and it will be 13-15. They can buy again here, and they've got the round loss, but I actually think they can buy in the last round anyway. They had more money than I was expecting, so they will have sort of 2 buy rounds at the end to make this work.
Yeah. It's been 7 rounds in a row for Cloud9. This has been saying you wanted some indication that they woke up. Well, they're here. They've arrived. Automatic at 29 kills. He has carried them through stretches. He's been a force that has kept them from just a straight-up loss way earlier. Stewie's starting to climb up there. He's 19. 25 deaths on him. And then Skadoodle, Russian Tarek down a little bit lower. 11, 14, and 14.
This is really where you want to... I would like to see Oscar and maybe somebody else try and go a bit aggressive, Just don't let Cloud9 do what they've been doing so far.
Is this where you let Oscar just do like kind of whatever he wants?
Yeah,
you just say, all right, you've got the op, we need a win. Play by instinct.
Yeah, something like that. Because I feel like now they're getting a lot of space to work with, and they're using it perfectly, Cloud9.
The tough part now is this is just going to be a straight-up execute towards that A bomb site. And with the double op setup, Chris J and Oscar will be locked out by smokes. You already have Rops playing in CT spawn, so he's not going to be able to get a kill on the entrance here. Molotovs, flashbangs are out for Cloud9. They're using so much here. They're not going to have a whole lot for the post plant. Rops risking a lot, standing on top of this box. He's looking for some fight to take. He's brought Stewie down to 15. That will nullify some of the aggression. No one's going to be jumping over the gap over towards top stairs. Oscar, and he legs the planter. Oh, that's so depressing. Tarek is able to return that kill, and there he goes.
That maybe could have been a kill right away. Would have stopped the bomb plant as well. 4-4 right now. Stewie and Rush, though, are very low on health. Big chance for mousesports to close out this nightmare. Oh, the grenade, fire in the hole, and Rush is absolutely gone. There is a refrag, though, from Automatic, who's finally going to get taken down. I think that closes out on the 30 kills here for Automatic, which is really impressive. Stewie can't quite get the kill, and now it's all down to Skadoodle in the corner with the double kill. And Chris is waiting for him. There's no time. He just has to run. Somehow, Cloud9 win the round regardless. That was a That was a rough 4 versus 4 there, but they managed to pull it out. And now it's the 30th round coming up.
That retake was so slow. The ops couldn't really get involved a whole lot. I mean, Oscar was taken out early with that leg shot onto the planter. That's the nightmare scenario for him. I can't believe Cloud9 has made this comeback happen. They looked so out of it in the first half, but they're looking solid now. 15-14, mousesports, one more chance to prevent overtime, to win in regulation. Back to the double ops. Chris J and Oscar both in window. They are going to push up. Chris J making that catwalk jump again. But no one presenting at top mid.
It's a good little setup, especially when Oscar's firing his AWP so much. You might not expect for there to be one, so you might listen for the shot, then you jump, and then there's another one. You can understand the logic of that, definitely. Cloud9 not biting so far, and instead looks like they want to set up, at least for some initial smokes here on the B bomb site. Could just be to make sure that there are 2 people here to sort of draw people away from catwalk where obviously Chris was.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for for mousesports to kind of decide what you want to do. Just because you've been beaten at A a couple times, now there's pressure being applied to B and has to give up that angle. Skadoodle is jumping up with it. That nade doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
Did the couch eat it?
Yeah, it's a powerful couch.
Oh.
Could have been the carpet as well.
American-made Kevlar couch. Just
Sponsored by the Danish military.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was about to be a grenade.
That's a nice
shot. That is a great shot. You're right. I was so focused on the grenade sort of popping in. The debris must have actually obscured that a lot for Tarek. He must have been slightly confused.
I don't think it mattered. He was sky high. Oh, look at this flank up connector. Stewie is being aggressive. No one spotted this. Sonny's going to be angry. He's going to be frustrated. There's a nice shot from Oscar. Rops, though, he's exposed. Him and Oscar watching this angle. Flashbang comes out, but Rops isn't bothered. The op distracting him. Stewie's not ready for that fight. And it looks like Cloud9 are going to fall short right at the end. It's a 1-on-4 for Skadoodle, and that's a missed shot. That's going to seal it. Sigh of relief.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a long battle for mousesports to close out the game, but they did do it. And I guess it takes away a little bit from how brilliantly they played that first half, but ultimately they did do that, and I think we can't just just forget about that. Yes, what a struggle at the end. That flashbang that goes over the wall that Stewie is acting on, it flashes flashes the AWPer on the corner, but it doesn't flash Robs. Like it's just between them, which is just kind of incredible. Like there's a very narrow margin for that to happen. But that's just how it works out sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, some unfortunate timing there at the end, like Tarek jumping up in the peak from Chris J, not expecting that whatsoever. So, yeah, some unluck, but some unlucky things. But I think overall, Cloud9 just completely different team in the first half and the second half. I think that's what you have to take away as well.
Super slow start. Hopefully they will do better on train. That's the second map coming up after the break. And we'll also go to the analyst desk. So stay with us, and we will be right back.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.